Guess what, folks? It's another new game. It's a football game from our friends. Who are our friends in Texas?
Chris.
And Mike. Easy to remember as I cut your head off there almost on the thing. Now, what's the game title, Toots?
Saturday Legends.
Do I have any other games from them?
Yes.
Oh, and what one is that?
I don't know.
It's the high school football one.
Okay.
Because remember, we played State College versus Bellefonte last year.
Did we?
Yes, we did. And we could actually play your alma mater, High Point.
High Point. Go Eagles.
If they had any really good years, but I would be able to look that up. And in fact, I would be able to ask Chris, tell me a good year, because what these guys do is they make good years or any season you want from your high school. But now they've moved into the college realm, so we'll be looking at this to see how it is. Now, who's your favorite college football mascot?
Schooner.
The little wagon.
The little wagon, the little stagecoach.
Yes, indeed, because it's a schooner. And what do we sing to you?
Oh, shoot.
We sing to you the kitten song from the Oklahoma fight song.
Yes.
And of course, we have to get this in. Why is the sky blue and white?
Because God is a Penn State fan.
Because God is indeed a Penn State fan, because the sky is blue and white. Of course, so your husband was unhappy because they did not put in the Penn State season that he told them to put in, the 1994 season, which was the Lion King season. So I'll be talking to Chris a little bit more about that then. So we will get to this game shortly, and as always,
Bye-bye.
bye-byes. All right, folks, it's Sis Boom Raw time. Go Penn State. Go Black Knights. Let's see, who else do we root for? Of course, we root for the Eaters. We root for the Terps. We root for Juniata College, who has, well, we've sucked for quite some time. But there's always hope. Hope always springs eternal in football, and that's why there's football season. So, these guys have gone from high school football to Saturday gridiron action. College football, folks. So, let's first talk about the thing. The playing field. It's on kind of, well, not certain what this is. Some sort of almost like particle board. What's good about it is when you can see here, you've got the penalty chart, you have a game timing chart, and then you have their system called coaching points, which allows you to influence certain things during the course of the game. So the coaching points are down here, and it's a much more elaborate system, and I use the word elaborate with a little bit tongue-in-cheek as opposed to their previous system. How does the game play? Much like the high school one. So if you watched my video on the high school game or read my review of it, not much of a difference. There are two sets of cards in the game. There are the green offensive cards, and there are the pink defensive cards. I guess they're pink. What do you think, Miss Katie?
They look pink to me.
Yeah, kind of a weird thing to think about, pink cards. But there are 6 different offensive sets in the game. There are the outside run, the draw, the inside run, and only 3 types of passes: drop back, roll out, and screen. For some of the purists, this will just send them screaming, well, we don't have my university so-and-so trick play. Okay. While concurrently, there are only, or for Miss Katie, we'll confuse her. How many are there?
6.
6. There are only 6 defensive sets. There's the run inside, run outside, a run blitz. And only 3 pass defensive: zone, man, and pass blitz. But I'll say I think these cards are of a higher quality than the previous ones. The previous ones we used a lot, and they've held up well, but these feel that they have a higher durability factor. And of course, what comes with the game? Well, you've got 3 dice. This is used to go ahead on the main game chart to determine what happens. And then you've got regular play dies. Now let's get to the heart of the game. And what's the heart of any game? Well, if it's a football game, it's kind of sort of record keeping. You have the scoreboard pad. This is where you run your clock off. And each play, you have the game timing that was on the game board mat here, so you know how much time each thing takes off, each type of play. And you just exit off. Then there's the play scratch off. Each team is allotted so many of the different kind of plays. That is determined by this card. This here is the 2005 Texas card, which we won't look at because we're not really a huge Texas fan, are we? Because they always seem to ruin all of every pick we did. But here we'll go with an extreme example. Army 1945, one of the great offensive teams. On the play scratch card, they would have up to 19 possible runs on each of the 3 run categories. So run inside, run outside, and run draw. And only 3 possible passes. Correction, 5 possible passes. So you know Army is going to run at you. Army also has, I noticed this the other day when I first looked at the game, 52 coaching points because Army was such an exceptional squad. But then you've got the more modern squads like Florida, which has 10 passes. And then you've got, and I think LSU was, well, Clemson is 11 passes. And let's see, Miami's 11, and LSU is 13 passes. So they are a pass-happy offense. These cards you see along the side, this is the offensive side, this is the defensive side here. Here you see what number you rolled, and here's the result in each of the categories. The other side is your offensive side. So each card, and these cards come for approximately $10 a piece. So you can get any team you want, any year that you want if they don't have them yet. And it gives you all your information on the team here. Like LSU in 2019 scored 48 points a game. But its defense was a bit porous, giving up 22 points. Each card, each year, can be bought at any university. Now, that makes it pretty easy, but it's perhaps a little expensive, as opposed to, say, a Dave Koch computer football, which you buy for $60, and you get the entire football universe of Division I and maybe Division II schools for $60. All depends upon what you want. We like this game. Now let's talk about the perfect book here. The perfect book is called, what's it called, Miss Katie?
The Perfect Pass.
The Perfect Pass. It is the best book I've read on football in probably the last 20 years. And Gwen, why did I end up getting this book? Because I read a book on the American Civil War by Gwen and just saw in his other books this and looked it up and went, wow, this sounds pretty interesting. And it's the story of Hal Mumm, who developed the air raid offense. and he developed it at Iowa Wesleyan. Ever hear of Iowa Wesleyan? Well, I have. But I did look them up in another football game I played, and that is the ones by Jeff Downey, both his final score and not the final score, because final score only is Division I, so it would be the Ultra Quick. And I looked up his schools that he coached at, and they are offensive juggernauts. But this is the best book on football in the last 20 years. So, if you want a single game book to read, this is it. All right, folks, as always, we thank you. Bye-bye. All right, folks, let's talk some more about the game system here. Here, of course, we see the game board. And like we talked about before when Miss Katie was filming us, you have the penalty rolls here, pretty easy, the game timing system, and the coaching point, and of course the field. Pretty easy, right? Now, here's a close-up of a team player card. Now, it determined here you would cross-index. So let's say Army does an inside run. They do a pass blitz, and we'll say we roll a 19. That would be a big play offensively. Okay, that means then we would have to go to another chart. And the chart we would go to, let's find it here, is, we're still looking for it. We finally found the chart. The big chart is here, big play offensively. So it's possible you got a 1 in 10 chance of scoring a touchdown from that. But let's go back to the team card again, and we talked about how you set it up. Army has 19 runs they get to run, times 3, that would be 57 runs versus a possible 15 passes. Here's you see the actual Army stats for the year. And then, of course, how their punt returns work, how their kick return work. So, all pretty easy, all nice setup. We have 4 of these, the game sheets. Well, or the game result sheets. Of course, we've seen this one. That's the big play offensively and a number of offensive and defensive issues. Here then, we've got penalties. Penalty card. Here we have specials. And there you see Buster's ears. Buster's always helpful. And then we've got kicking cards. So there you have it, folks. You've got everything you need to seeing how Saturday Legends looks. And now we get ready to play it here in several days. As always, we thank you, folks. And this was not a furnished copy. We purchased this copy, and they forgot to put the rules in the game, too. So they had to send those to me and download. Thanks. Bye. I should add that in way of compensation for forgetting to send me the rules, and we got Buster's help, don't we? There's Buster. They sent me 2 extra seasons, and that's 2 additional years of Penn State. And I should show you the back of the box to show you what comes in the game in terms of teams. And those are your included teams. It's a good wide match. But I've been playing I've been playing the 1930s in final score football, so it gets very interesting. As always, folks, we thank you, and bye again.